Brian in West Caldwell on the Fan. Brian, good morning. How are you, sir?
Craig, well, I just want to start out by saying that I'm a huge fan of the show.
Yeah.
I listen to you, Boomer, and the gang every morning.
Sure.
You guys do a great job.
Great.
Fan.
What can we help you with?
But I have to comment on a chord that you hit this morning that really enraged me.
Okay.
And it's not just from you. It's the problem with media.
Well, just talk about me. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. So let's just, what did I say that enraged you?
Well, I think it's absurd that you would go and, first of all, kick a man while he's obviously passed away.
Oh, we're talking about Joe Paterno?
Yes.
Did you go to Penn State?
Yes, I did.
Right, it's a cult. You guys have been brainwashed by that school. It is nothing but a cult. His body should rot in the hell that it's in.
Craig, that is...
He's an evil man who allowed the most despicable thing that could ever be done to a child to happen multiple times under his watch. And anybody that wants to make an excuse for him because he won football games is as much of a pig as he was.
Craig, I am not arguing what happened was an absolute tragedy up at Penn State. But just let me finish. First of all, you're the guy that sensationalizes things and says that Cutler is better than Eli Manning. So I'm taking this with a grain of salt.
No grain of salt. I couldn't be more serious about this.
But on the other hand, who are you to say, as a Syracuse grad, what happened with Bernie's finance?
I said the same thing. It's why I'm not on speaking terms with my own university. Boomer will tell you that right now, that they're livid with me because I've advocated for Bam to be fired because he allowed the Bernie fine stuff to go on under his watch and then attacked the victims verbally. I couldn't be more consistent about this. There's no wiggle room. There's no wavering on this at any level, anywhere.
Okay, well, I will say that I apologize because I did not know that you had that stance against Syracuse, which I respect. And just overall would like to say that thank you, Boomer, for bringing to light that it is an alleged allegation.
No, enough with that crap. You know full well what happened under, whose watch it happened under, and you make excuses for him because you've been brainwashed by that school.
Craig, you couldn't be further off in lumping an entire alumni base as a cult. Meanwhile, you have plenty of Penn State fans and listeners that are fully functioning members of society in New York City, and they are not a cult membership.
I've never not a single person that ever attended or graduated Penn State, not a one, ever come out and be critical of Joe Paterno's role in what happened with Sandusky. Not a single person ever has called this show or in the places Boom and I go has ever once said, by the way, Craig, you were right. You guys make excuses for him because he won football games. And that's disgusting.
I will say he did a lot more than just win football.
I don't care what he did. He allowed a monster to reign without any kind of, with total freedom to do what he did to multiple kids. Why is that okay by you?
It is not okay by me. But
no, it is. You have a problem with my take on it, which means you take the other side. You don't have a problem with Joe Paterno in this case, correct?
The guy sitting at the same desk as you, Boomer, just said...
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I know Boomer's take on it. I'm asking you.
What do you want from me?
Why are you defending Joe Paterno?
I am not defending Joe Paterno.
And what did I say that's so actionable?
First of all, I think it is a bit sick to say somebody should rot in hell.
He should rot in hell. And when Sandusky gets there, he should rot with him.
Yeah, of course Sandusky should rot in hell. Like he deserves.
So why do you defend Paterno?
Because I want to know why you hold Joe Paterno at a higher standard than, let's say...
I don't. Don't compare him to anyone else. Just compare him to this case. He was the godfather. He ran everything there. He was aware of what happened and allowed it to happen.
I
can't listen. I'm sure you're a good guy. I'm sure you're a good guy. I'm sure you mean well. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You weren't raised right. You're lacking the common sense DNA to recognize what took place and the men and women there that allowed it to continue to happen. And if you don't see why that's problematic, then I'm sorry. I feel for you. Because one day you'll have kids and be married and pass the stupid gene on to them. There's no wiggle room in this. Never has been, never will be, can't be. How many more people have to tell you that the guy knew about it for you morons to one day wake up and say, hey, had he done something about it back in 1976, 40 more kids since then would have been victimized.
In a 40-year time
But make
frame.
your excuses. Make me the bad guy because someone's got the stones to say it the way it is and be unwavering about it. My opinion will never change on this. Whether it's a Syracuse guy, a professional guy, a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist,
Rabbi,
a football coach, a teacher, you can't waver on it. They prey on children. And the people above them that allow it to go on without stopping it are as guilty as they are. Sorry. Jerry, what else you?
Damn,
Jerry was
Barbie,
leading.
You stole second base. Everything was
Yes,
fine.
how did you?